Apple, the company that has spent 20 years telling you it builds everything itself, just announced it is running its new AI on Google's servers. That is your lead this week, and it gets weirder. OpenAI shipped GPT-5.5, a fully retrained agentic model it's calling a new class of intelligence. China's DeepSeek just dropped V4, the most capable open-source model ever released, with a 1 million token context window. Meta is now letting parents see the topics their teenagers have been discussing with its AI chatbots. And Spotify is rolling out AI credit labels on tracks. The streaming industry finally admitting the obvious. This is PatchLog. Let's get into it. Google's Cloud Next conference this week confirmed what was first announced in January, but hadn't fully landed yet. Apple's next major version of Siri will be built on Google's Gemini AI and run on Google Cloud infrastructure. Google Cloud CEO Thomas Kurian said on stage that his company is collaborating with Apple as its preferred cloud provider to develop the next generation of Apple Foundation models. This is a seismic shift. The company that built its entire brand around privacy and vertical integration is outsourcing the core of its AI stack to its biggest mobile competitor. The new Gemini-powered Siri is expected with iOS 27 in September 2026 on the same iPhone 18 lineup. The models will still run on Apple devices and Apple's private cloud compute, but Gemini sits underneath. Apple is betting that users care more about Siri actually working than about who built the AI beneath it. Based on Siri's track record over the last decade, they're probably right. OpenAI released GPT-5.5 on Thursday, a fully retrained agentic model designed to complete complex multi-step tasks with minimal human direction. OpenAI President Greg Brockman called it a new class of intelligence, an AI that doesn't just answer questions but takes action, researching, writing and debugging code, operating software, building documents across extended sessions. On Terminal Bench 2.0 it scored 82.7%, a state-of-the-art result for agentic coding. TechCrunch framed the cadence precisely. OpenAI is building toward a super app where ChatGPT handles tasks the way a competent executive assistant would. Rolling out now to Plus, Pro, Business, and Enterprise subscribers. This is no longer a race about which model scores best on benchmarks. It's about which agent you actually trust to act on your behalf. China's DeepSeek rolled out preview versions of V4 on Thursday, V4 Flash and V4 Pro, and if the original R1 rattled Silicon Valley, this one is going to keep them up at night. V4 Pro features 1.6 trillion total parameters with performance the company claims rivals the world's best proprietary AI models. And DeepSeek is calling it the most powerful, open-source AI platform ever released. The headline technical feat: a 1 million token context window, meaning you can drop an entire large codebase into a single prompt. This release lands exactly 1 year after R1 caused a $1 trillion stock sell-off. The trend is unmistakable. Every new DeepSeek release gets closer to the frontier, costs less to run, and stays fully open. The question of whether open-source AI can compete with closed frontier models is no longer a question. V4 is the answer. Meta announced this week that parents using its supervision tools can now see the topics their teenagers have been discussing with Meta AI across Facebook, Messenger, and Instagram. Parents get a new Insights tab showing general topic categories: school, health, entertainment, lifestyle, without seeing exact conversation transcripts. The feature is live in the US, UK, Australia, Canada, and Brazil. On the surface, this is a responsible parenting tool. But the announcement also signals something bigger. Meta is acknowledging that its AI chatbots are now a significant part of teenagers' daily lives. Significant enough to need monitoring infrastructure. Meta is also launching an AI well-being expert council to shape how its products are built for younger users. Whether this is genuine safety investment or regulatory preemption ahead of incoming legislation, probably both. Spotify has started rolling out voluntary AI credit labels for music tracks in beta, allowing artists and labels to disclose whether and how AI was used in a song's creation, covering AI-generated vocals, instrumentation, or post-production, visible in the song credits section of the app. The system is opt-in and depends entirely on artist disclosure. The absence of a label doesn't mean AI wasn't used. Apple Music is running its own parallel transparency tag system, while Deezer is taking a more aggressive approach with automated AI detection rather than voluntary disclosure. The streaming industry is effectively writing the first rules for how AI music gets labeled at scale. What they decide now, voluntary disclosure versus automated detection, will define the transparency landscape for years. And the fact that it's voluntary tells you everything about where the industry's interests actually lie. 5 stories, 1 busy week. Apple handing Siri to Google. OpenAI shipping a real agent, DeepSeek going open source at the frontier, Meta watching over your teens' AI chats, and Spotify writing the first rules for AI music labels. Drop a comment on which one surprised you most. I read every single one. Subscribe so you don't miss next week. That's your PatchLog.